So this is my current bedroom desk setup, and as you can see, there's not really much of a setup here. It's literally just a desk, and it's actually a foldable desk, which is meant to be put away when it's not being used. Currently, it's being used all the time because it's the only desk I have, and just some smart assistant speakers. There's literally no setup here, it's just a desk. So today, I'm going to be upgrading this desk and actually building a bit of a small setup here so that I can actually utilize this space. Thanks to FlexiSpot for sending out the EW6 standing desk for me to check out and unbox and put in my room here. And also a shout out to Maono for sending out their string bundle, which I'll also be adding on to the setup here. It includes their Caster G1, which is an audio mixer, as well as their PD100X microphone. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and clear out the space and build the desk. Okay, so I've cleared out the area, moved out the old desk and the other cabinet that was here before. And so I moved over the desk itself. So most standing desks come in two separate boxes. So you get the frame, which is what I'm sitting on right now, and then you also get the top. So now I'm gonna go ahead and build a desk just to see what the building process is for the EW6 by FlexiSpot. Alrighty, so I finished building the desk. Honestly, it was a pretty simple process. It took me like an hour and a half, I think, or maybe two. And that's because I was moving the camera around to get some shots. So it may have taken just under an hour for some people, maybe even faster. Especially if you have a drill. It does provide you with a hexagonal driver, but it'll be faster if you have a drill. But otherwise, I thought the process was pretty simple and easy to set up. The manual itself was easy to follow and honestly, very simple. And the materials, I am pretty impressed with what I'm seeing so far and feeling. It feels pretty sturdy. So now let's take a look at what it's like actually using it. So here you can see you have an arrow up and arrow down. That's used to lift the desk up and desk down. And when you click on a button, you'll see that the LED lights turn on. So there's a bit of backlighting, making it easier to see, as well as an LED indicator telling you the height that you're at. Then you have 4 programmable spots where you can set a dedicated height for each of these. So this would be your standing position, your sitting position, and then 2 additional heights. And just to show you real quick how to set these programmable buttons, once you set your desired height, you click the M, select the button that you want to set it to, it'll flash. Then once you're not at the selected height and you click that button, it'll take you right to the height that you set it to. Now the frame and the tabletop is able to withhold 325 pounds, so it should be able to hold me. And let's see how high the desk itself can go. I will say it is pretty slow. I'm not sure if it's because I'm on it, but it is relatively slow, but it is getting its way up there. Okay, so I don't know if at this point you can even see me because I think the angle of the camera may not show me, but I am currently set at 50 inches. So it does get pretty tall, and not gonna lie, it does feel a bit scary right now because I do have the wheels on, and I don't know if actually the wheels can withhold this much weight. I didn't consider that actually, but it does get pretty tall. I think my desk from my office area, which is an uplift desk, can only get to about 45 or maybe just shy of 50. This feels a little taller for some reason, but either way, it does get pretty high. So if you're a pretty tall person, then this should work relatively fine for you. Yeah, doing a quick test with it, me not on it, and it is going up so much faster. So I think my weight was making it go up slow. But either way, you still got the idea that it can go to 50 inches with my 200-pound self on top of it. Albeit slow, but still gets up there. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and build a small setup here with some stuff that I already own, except for the new microphones that Maono sent out to me. So we're gonna go ahead and set this stuff up and we'll talk about it all at the end. So I have most of the setup complete. I just have to install the Maono microphone and audio mixer, but I figured I'd show you guys what comes inside the box if you were to get this streaming bundle. So for the microphone, you get your user manual, you get the microphone itself, which is actually very lightweight. You get a USB-A to USB-C cable, as well looks like a base for a stand. You'll get I believe some kind of thread adapter here. Okay, and then taking a look inside of the audio mixer here, the user manual, as well as some tips and tricks and just some info in case you need some assistance setting it up. And then the actual audio mixer here. And you also get, looks like a 3.5 millimeter jack and a USB-C to USB-A cable. All right, so I've completed my desk setup here. I wanted to cover the tech that I'm using here and maybe give you guys an idea of some products that you could potentially look into. I will say a lot of these products I've already had for many, many years, and I just wasn't using them anymore because I upgraded them. So now I'll be using them for this particular setup. So there really isn't a true budget. So this just gives you an idea of some products that you might want to add to your setup. And I'll be using the PD100X by Maono for the rest of the video just to give you guys an idea of the audio quality coming out from the microphone. And since it is made out of plastic, it is pretty lightweight, so it's pretty easy just to hold in my hand here and just use it as like a holdable microphone. So it's not the most premium feeling and premium looking, but for like 50 bucks, whatever it costs, I'm not expecting any high-end metal material. So I'll first start with the microphone here. It does have RGB, as you can see here. You can cycle through a couple of standstill colors, or you can have it flow through an RGB cycle here as what it's doing now. You are able to connect the microphone to your computer via USB-C with the included USB-A and USB-C cable. And I will say I like the cable because it does include an end where it has a USB-C end and also has an adapter for USB-C to USB-A in case your laptop or computer still uses USB-A and doesn't have any USB-C ports. And you also do get an XLR port at the bottom to be able to connect to an audio mixer. And Maono also sent over an audio mixer for me to use together, and they marketed this as a bundle, which you can buy together as a bundle. But interestingly, you don't get the actual XLR cable in either of the boxes, which means you can't use them together out of the box, which makes no sense. So you have to buy one on your own. So I won't be buying one myself at this moment, so I won't be talking about the audio mixer. In my opinion, it should come bundled in the box in either of the boxes because, again, it is being sold as a bundle together. So in my opinion, it should come in a box. And you also get a headphone jack at the bottom to be able to monitor and hear back your audio as you're recording in case you need to do that. At the bottom of the microphone, you do have a 5-step LED light. This will tell you the gain level as well as the volume level of headphones, because in the middle you have a little knob that allows you to adjust the gain as well as the volume whenever you have headphones connected. To switch between the headphone control and the gain control, you click on the actual knob and you'll see the LED lights switch between white and blue, blue being for headphones and white being for the gain control. And above the knob you'll find a mute button, which I find it to be very annoying because it's a touch sensitive button. It's not a clickable button. I've already messed up so many times because I accidentally touched it, and while I was recording some of this video at the very beginning, I didn't realize it was muted until I looked back and checked my recording to make sure it was looking good, and there was nothing there. So I don't like that it's touch sensitive. Then you do have a wind foam that comes pre-installed on top of the microphone, and the microphone uses a cardioid polar pattern from the top of the microphone. And then you also get included the base, which is very simple to install, as well as an adapter, so in case you need to install this onto a boom arm. So overall, the packaging itself and hardware itself doesn't seem too bad, but let me know what you guys think of the audio. I'll be listening to this when I'm editing it. Hopefully it sounds pretty usable. If not, I'll definitely be relying on my Rode wireless microphone to save and back me up. So looking at the rest of the setup, first the desk. It is the FlexiSpot Desk EW6 frame with the bamboo 24 by 30 inch frame. It is the smallest possible desk you can get from FlexiSpot, at least on Amazon. And I will say for a small bedroom here, it does fit perfectly. I probably could have gone away with a 30 by 30, just a little bit longer, so I can have a little bit more room while I'm typing or playing games. But for the most part, I'm actually pretty satisfied. The only annoying thing is the actual controller. You have to wake it up first before you can actually start setting your heights, whether it be raising it or lowering it or actually clicking on one of the presets. It's not the biggest deal, but it is something I noticed. Now going over to peripherals, starting with my monitor, I am using the LG GL83B. I've had this monitor for just about a year to 2 years now, and it works pretty much just fine. It's got a 4 millisecond response time, if I'm not mistaken. It's IPS, 1440p, 144 hertz. For me, it gets the job done, and with my current setup, I'm actually not even able to use the full 144 hertz and the full 1440p just because of the hub that I'm using. For my mouse and keyboard, I have the Logitech G915 clicky wireless keyboard. It's a mechanical clicky keyboard, and I like the sound of it. I also like the feel of it. For the most part, I've used it mostly for typing when I ever do use it. I honestly don't have a serious reason as to why I purchased this particular keyboard. Mainly it's for the aesthetics, of the gaming vibe, and also it has media controls, which just makes it pretty easy to control the volume as well as control skipping and pausing. And of course, it does have RGB, so if you do download Logitech software, you can customize it a little bit more to personalize it even more. To go along with it, I do have a wired G502 mouse. This is like one of the golden standards back in the day. I remember when I first built my PC like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. This was like one of those mouses that you must have for any gamer, so that's why I purchased it. And at the time, it was like 60 or 50 bucks. It was a pretty inexpensive mouse for what you were getting. So I'm using it now again with this particular setup. The mouse pad is just some SteelSeries case mouse pad that I got a while back that, again, no particular reason other than it works for what it's supposed to be, which is a mouse pad. And for my speakers, because this is such a small space, I'm actually using a Bluetooth speaker. So I have this just connected straight to the monitor itself, which then allows anything that connects to the monitor to be used with the speaker. It's a JBL Charge 4, which overall has very great sound quality. So not only is this great for listening to music, for just watching movies and stuff, but for gaming, it will be just fine for what I want to do, which is just casual stuff. Now to connect everything into one device with one cable, I am using an Anker, I think it's 8-in-1 hub. It allows me to connect the monitor, the mouse and keyboard, and the microphone all into one device. The hub also allows for power delivery, so I have my MacBook charger just connected into it, so that any device that connects to it will also get charged while also connected to the peripherals. You also have a micro SD card and full SD card slot available if you need that. So again, this just allows me to connect pretty much any device that allows video output through the USB-C. So this works for my phone, for Samsung DeX, my tablets with Samsung DeX, and there's also my MacBook as well as any Windows laptop. So again, this just makes it super easy to connect all my devices, all my peripherals with one cable. Then lastly, I do have a Google Home Hub. I believe it's the second generation, right at the end on the left-hand side of the desk. This just allows me to get a gallery look of the photos I've taken, as well as just talk to Google if I ever need anything. And behind the monitor, I also have a hue light that allows me to set it to pretty much any color with the app. Or if you download the Hue Light Sync application from the web, you can sync the colors of your background or of your monitor, whatever you're viewing, to match the color of the hue light, so it kind of gives it a bit of an ambient look. And behind the monitor, I also have a whiteboard that I don't really use, but I have a magnetic light that can actually just attach there, which gives me even more backlighting or even lighting for me if I'm ever on a video call. Not that I even have a camera here that I can use, but still, if I ever do install a camera, well, I have a light ready to go. That's pretty much my desk setup here in my room. Going from a small white foldable standing desk to this is a massive upgrade for me. So thank you again, FlexiSpot, for sending out a desk for me to upgrade my bedroom desk setup. And also thanks to Maono for sending out the microphone. I hope to figure out the audio mixer situation. If I do, then I'll insert that into the video at some point. It'll be mixed in. But yeah, I hope I can figure it out because I would love to use it and try it out. But at the moment, just the microphone's being used by Maono. So let me know what you guys also think about the microphone down below. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found this video helpful. And peace.
phone all into one device. With the hub has USB-C. The hub also allows for power delivery, so I have my MacBook charger just connected into it.
Oh, forgot to turn you off.